And now this weekend sees the return of the FA Cup in the shape of the quarter-finals. So the fixtures are Norwich versus Man United, Sheffield United versus Arsenal, Leicester versus Chelsea, which is a big one, and Newcastle versus Man City. Can you see any shocks in there, Anton? Newcastle 13-1 to beat City?
The only shock could be if Pep doesn't change his team, I think. No, I see United and City both getting through there. If I had to call it, I'd set that as the final.
Yeah, nice. And looking at the odds, if you were to have a bet before this weekend's fixtures, City odds on, shock, odds on to win it. Chelsea, Man United around the same 8-1. Arsenal 9-1, which I'm not too sure about that. Leicester 12s, Sheffield United out to 20. Newcastle 33 and Norwich 50. Could they do a Wigan, get relegated and win the FA Cup? Is there any value in there?
I think I'd be having a dabble on Manchester United at those prices. Like we've seen how fluent they are at the moment going forward, and they seem to have options. And come the final, they could have finished the season brilliantly. And I think there's no reason to be scared of anyone at the moment, United.
Anton, can you at this stage, if I was to have a bet on, say, Leicester, could you do that each way, so Leicester to make the final, or is it just each way? Is it just to make the final on its own?
I'll just actually have a look for that one now for you, Charlie.
My thinking is they're 12-1. They've got Chelsea, which is going to be a tough game. If they overcome that game, do you know what I mean? They'll have a real good chance to make the final. 12-1 could be a bit of value ahead of that.
So yeah, we've actually got each way, and that's a third the odds with some bookmakers. And we've got Bet Victor, William Hill, Bet365, all playing two places. So if your team gets to the final, you can back it each way and be paid out at a third the odds. So yeah, I think I'd be taking Man United at 6-1 each way there, Charlie. That'd be my bet.
Nice one. Okay, well, we're going to stay on with Leicester and Chelsea, another tasty game. Anton, what's the betting saying, and what are your 3 tips for this one?
So it's quite a tight one in the betting, and we've got Chelsea at 6-4 favourites despite being away from home. We've got the draw 23-10 and Leicester 15-8. And I'd just like to add here, Charlie, we've got no FA Cup replays. We're going straight to extra time and then penalties, which could be a key part of one of my bets. I'd also like to tell you that you can make a 6th substitute in extra time as well.
Nightmare for the same game multi-backers.
It is, Charlie. And my first one for this one has been boosted from 4-5 to even money on Betfair. And I was quite shocked to see the prices when they came out in the shots on target market. And that's for James Maddison. And we've got him at evens to have a shot on target, which I think is a nice bit of value there. He averages more shots per game than any other Leicester player with 2.4. He's also got the joint most goals in the Premier League from outside the area this season. We know he likes a long shot. I've taken a few of the early prices myself that can be seen on Twitter. I did manage to get 55-1 for him to have 3 or more shots on target. I think that's been cut into 18-1. It has now, but yeah.
Thank you for that one.
For our bet, we're going Maddison, 1 shot on target, evens with Betfair. That's as short as 8-15 with Sky, I've just seen now. So I still think it's a good price there.
Like it.
For my second selection, I said extra time might be an element. And for this one, I'm going for a draw, and it's a bit under 3.5 goals in the game, which is basically a 0-0 or a 1-1. My angles with this one are all the last 3 meetings between these sides have been a draw. 6 of Leicester's last 7 have seen under 2.5 goals as well. And we know there's been a lack of intensity since the restart. It feels like I've watched so many first halves where I'm just trying not to fall asleep at the moment. But also, with there being that extra time element, I always like to have the draw on board. The amount of games you see that just seem to lose the pace about them after 70, 75 minutes. So for me, Betfair have got this at 7-2, which I think is a really good price on either 0-0 or a 1-1. I'm going for the draw with under 3.5 goals in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Leicester twice now. They played Watford and then they played Brighton. uninspiring in both. They can't really seem to get going. Chelsea, again, pretty impressive, but they only played Thursday night, so they're only going to have, 2 days to recover. It's going to be a tough one in the heat. So, yeah, I like the look of that one.
Yeah, I think the draw's quite the logical bet there, Charlie. And the final selection for you, Charlie, I've just had a nibble on this one at 16-1. We've got Pulisic, to have 2 shots on target, and Harvey Barnes to have 2 shots on target. And I think Barnes is going to come back in to the Leicester side here. And I mentioned earlier, Maddison is actually averaging the most shots per game for Leicester. But Harvey Barnes actually is averaging a higher shots on target per game, which shows how accurate he is compared to Maddison, who's perhaps maybe taking a few more wild ones from long range. So I think this could be a decent bit of value. And if he gets confirmed to start, Harvey Barnes, I can see his price shortening here. So I've gone for him to have 2 shots or more on target, and I'm doubling that up with Pulisic, who is averaging second in shots for Chelsea behind Tammy Abraham. We saw him the other night against Manchester City. He was superb, I thought he was. Really, really good. He seems to be a threat going forward and just seems to be getting into more and more goal-scoring positions. So we've got 16-1 on Paddy Power there for 2 shots for Harvey Barnes and 2 shots for Christian Pulisic.
Yeah, I like it. Pulisic has been kind of gone under the radar how good he's been. He's nicked a hat-trick. He always looks quite clinical in front of net. And Harvey Barnes, he's been on form. He hasn't sort of hit the ground running, but when he gets going, he looks good. What's the price of that one again, Matt?
16-1. So just to recap, we've got 3 selections there for the Leicester v Chelsea game Sunday. We've got evens for James Maddison to have a shot on target. Then we've got the draw and under 3.5 goals in the game at 7-2. That's Betfair again. And then with Paddy Power, we've got 16-1 of Harvey Barnes and Christian Pulisic, 2 shots on target.
Looks like a belter. Anton, who Blackburn got on the weekend? Is the playoff still alive?
We are away at Wigan. We're away at Wigan, Charlie, pushing for the playoffs. It will be a huge 3 points. But do you know what? I hate these crap so-called Lancashire derbies with your Wigans, your Boltons, your Prestons, teams we really don't give a damn about. Burnley have embarrassed themselves this week enough already, so I've quite enjoyed myself with that one. And it's also looking like Sean Dyche might be on his way out, isn't it, Charlie?
Yeah, surprisingly, we've seen over on the Sack Race, one of our sister channels, that Mark Hughes is one of the favourites to replace him should he go. And strangely, Norwich and Aston Villa are the front runners to be his next job. But I would wait a bit on this one. I'm not sure how concrete it is, but rumours that he wants to leave because the owners aren't putting their hand in his pocket, which sounds very Burnley. But he's been brilliant for them. And if he were to leave, I'd definitely like to look at Burnley's relegation odds for next season.
Definitely, I'd be all over that like a tramp on chips, Charlie. But I'd also find funny that pub that changed its name to the Royal Dyche. They can get that changed back as well now. But yeah,
what they call it,
enough about Burnley.
What they call it, the Mark Hughes Inn. Oh, it'd be shocking. Anyway, let's end on that. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe. We're going to have betting previews for all the big games for the restart, and make sure you're betting responsibly. And have a good weekend. Ciao.